four-time Miss Olympia Jay Cutler. Welcome to my channel, Jay Cutler TV, and make sure to stay in tune with the newest and updated videos. Subscribe below, guys. Thank you so much for following along. All right, guys, welcome. Four-time Miss Olympia Jay Cutler here, training at Olympia 1 gym today, which is Mark Anthony's gym across from the Orleans Hotel, and today is shoulder day. So I'm gonna get a little warm up in here by taking some pre-workout, which is the Cutler Pre, and I always take this about 15 minutes before I work out. So I'm gonna get a little amped up, and I'm gonna hit some shoulders, starting off with some shoulder presses on the Smith machine. So this week I'm starting off with shoulder presses on the Smith machine, and I alternate between dumbbells, machines, Smith machine sometimes, or even free weight standing, which is preferably my favorite exercise. But this will allow me to focus on 12 repetitions, and ideally this exercise is really the starting point, just trying to get a solid pump in the shoulders and get some blood flow. And really just focus on, feeling and controlling the repetition range. My weight pyramid's up, maximum going up to 225 on this, but mainly focusing on 10 to 12 repetitions for each working set. The second exercise is going to be side laterals with dumbbells. I'm going to focus on doing 4 sets here of 12 repetitions, and this really is to focus on the side deltoid. Probably one of my favorite exercises for getting that side delt to really pop, and that's really important for the stage, but more importantly, you guys try to have wider shoulders. This is the look that you want to achieve. This is the exercise, which I either do seated or standing, sometimes with cable or machine, but this week it's going to be with dumbbells. Third exercise is going to be the cable rear fly, which I do the crossover movement. This is kind of a unique exercise because with the hand placement, you need to be able to cross over the cables without hitting the two attachments together. So with this exercise, I focus on the contraction. Same thing, 12 repetitions, 4 working sets, and this really will get the burn out of the rear delts. Fourth exercise is going to be a front barbell raise on an incline bench. I prefer to do these on an incline because it allows me not to cheat as much as I would when I would be standing either with a cable or with dumbbells or even with a barbell. This allows my body to stay in one stationary position. Focus through the repetitions, bringing them up basically to forehead height, keeping the arms at a slight bend, but going through the motions and really getting that full contraction. This really isolates the front deltoid, which ideally is the main focus is exercise. Fifth exercise is going to be the bent over laterals with dumbbells, and this I prefer to do standing, sometimes seated. This is an exercise where it really puts a lot of strain on the rear delts. This is a great exercise when you're trying to put on that mass, and you get a lot of indirect work also from doing rows and anything bent over where you're kind of pulling with your lats, but this isolates the rear delts. It's not a heavy movement exercise, so the weight's kind of light and restricted, but I'm still focusing on 12 repetitions, doing 4 sets total working, and really just trying to get that contraction, as you can see with an elbow bend, but it allows me really to focus on the rear delts and try to keep the traps out of the exercise. That's the key to this. Sixth exercise is going to be the behind the back cable fly. So you see a lot of people in the gym doing front raises, never behind their bodies, but actually in front. But this with a slight turn can really put a good pull on the deltoid itself and be a little less with the body momentum. So I like to do these single arm at a time, focusing once again 12 repetitions, 4 total sets, and you'll see as I twist and really just bring the arm up to a horizontal level with the floor, and that allows the full contraction of the deltoid. You're hitting the rear delt, the side delt, and some of the front delt with this, but it's definitely harder than the motion in front. Try this exercise out. This is great for you guys that are really trying to find a unique exercise to build that deltoid. All right, throwing in a little calf work. You see I started with some seated calf raises. Here I do 3 to 4 sets, focusing on 12 to 15 repetitions. This is a full contraction exercise. The most common question asked is, how often do I train my calves? I only train them once every 5 to 7 days, just like most body parts. But with this exercise, it's a peak contraction. You notice I have a pause in the middle, and then I really get that squeeze contraction at the top, and that's ideal for anyone focusing on trying to bring that calf definition in, as this was a hard body part for me to gain. But once again, 12 to 15 repetitions. 4 sets done here on the seated calf machine. Most gyms have that. A second calf exercise and final calf exercise is going to be the toe presses on a leg press. No standing calf machine, which would be usually the one I would focus on in when I'm training in the gym, but Olympia 1 doesn't have a standing calf. So I'm doing 4 sets here, 12 to 15 repetitions, and this really is the same kind of thing, is full contraction, pause in the middle of the repetition, and really focus on that peak contraction towards the end. And that's just enough. I mean, 8 sets total for calves. It's going to give you a nice burn, get that pump. Just focus on the repetitions and, and really just kind of squeeze through. We are training at Mark Anthony's Olympia 1 gym, which is located very close to Orleans Arena, which I think you planned it that way.
Yeah.
But he's been working on this project for a while, and it's kind of a central location here in Vegas, which people kind of need. I always thought about like having my own gym in Vegas where people could come to town and be close to the Strip. Everyone stays on the Strip. They don't stay like way up where I train sometimes, which is way up north. And it's a good opportunity to come out here and train. And if you guys are in town, make sure you guys check out Olympia 1. And it's right next to Orleans Arena. And Mark, with me, has been alongside me with my training since pretty much 2012 or so.
Yeah.
2011, and he's the first men's physique Mr. Olympia champion, which is now grown to be a huge division. It's our biggest division in the amateur side of the contest I promote. I promote a lot of events, and Mark's still out there promoting and doing things, and giving a lot of people the opportunity to get on the platform that he once stood on. It's funny because he competed at my amateur side of my first Jay Cutler Classic in Vegas, and he was a bodybuilder. Every physique guy is a bodybuilder at heart. But for me, it's just a great opportunity to be able to come out and train at different facilities in Las Vegas, and he's made Vegas his home from Canada, and make sure you guys check out. And thanks for following on the video today. Today was shoulders, and knocked out some decent exercises, felt pretty good, and feeling like I'm progressing towards something now through the summer 2018. I'm reaching that level where I want to be, a different body type. So I'm working towards something. So stay tuned. I'll have you guys follow along as my journey continues to build a better body over 40. That's the key.